In this video, we will learn about Active Directory installation on Windows Server 2022. This is something new operating system which is going to be launched from the Microsoft, and we have just downloaded evil version of Server 2022. So we will see is there any difference between 2022 or 2019 for Active Directory installation. So first, you need to log in with the administrator account, local admin account for Active Directory installation or some other roles installation. So I have just logged in with my admin account. I can just verify this. I will verify two things. First is the operating system. So we need to enter winver command. This command helps you to check the current operating system on your server. So this command is just going to show the operating system version. So I'm just clicking on this winver. So this is Windows Server 2022, and I have logged in with my local administrator account. You can see the same by putting the command over here, who am I, and you can see that this is the profile. But if you want to see who am I command, this is a common command which is used inside Linux or Windows Server, or even you can see the current logon user in the MacBook as well. So this is the administrator account, and this is the server name, I mean host name. So first you need to log in with administrator account, then you need to if you want to change the host name as per your requirements, so you need to change the host name, and host name should be meaningful, so it will be easier for your team members to know the server roles and responsibility. So I have just assigned a name srv-dc01. So if you want to change the host name, so you can change the host name by going on settings tab as well, but even you can also change the host name by clicking on the properties on this PC. So this is the host name. If you want to rename it, so you can rename by clicking over here, or you can change the host name inside the advanced system settings. And in the advanced system settings, you can change many more things. So first option in the computer name, even you can change the host name from this option as well. And after changing the host name or assigning the proper host name, you need to change the IP address. So Active Directory needs static IP address, and you can change the static IP address by going on Network and Sharing Center, and this is the Ethernet card where I will change the host name. Now you can change the host name by Internet Protocol v4, because I'm just going to use the v4, and here you can change it static IP address by, suppose I'm going to assign the IP address is 10.0.0.1, and here you need to specify the subnet mask, and currently there is no any DNS server, so this IP address will be a local DNS server. So just you need to click on OK, close it. After assigning the IP address, you need to go on the server manager, and this is the default tab which will come when you are starting the server. But if you want to stop this server manager on the logon screen, so you can enable it, so it will not become next time when you will restart the server. So on the server manager, here you need to just click on the add roles and features. It is just refreshing the things on your server manager, and now click on the add roles and features installation. because this is the single server. I am going to configure the role and services, and after that I need to click on the next. Here this is a server on which we are just going to install the role. So I have just selected the default option, and I will click on the next to move on the new options. Like here you need to just specify the server role. So for the Active Directory installation, you need to install or configure the role Active Directory domain service. First you need to install the service, then we will configure later. Basically, Active Directory domain service is the part of identity management of Microsoft, and it provides the way which you can manage your identity on a single directory service. So after selecting this, you can just click on the next, and I don't want to install some other options, and I can see the default group policy management, which is the part of Active Directory, that will also install automatically. And here you don't need to select any other options if you are only planning to install the Active Directory. And here you can just go through the description of the Active Directory and definitions, what is Active Directory and how it helps you to manage the identity in your organization. Now click on the next, and once you will click on the next, so just you can select the restart the destination server automatically if required. And I'm not going to restart the services, and clicking on the install. We need to wait for a while because it will take some time to install all the Active Directory domain services and dependent services like group policy, ADDS, LDS, ADDS tools, administrative centers, ADDS snap-ins and command line tools. This all will be installed, and it will take some time. So this installation has been completed. Now we need to just promote this server to a domain controller. So after installation, so you will just get this notification. It means your installation was successful, and now you are ready to promote this server to a domain controller. So I'm just going to click this option, and once I click on this option, so I'm getting a message and a new dashboard for deployment configurations, because this is the new AD forest which we will create. So I need to just select add a new forest. But if you want, if you have already a domain infrastructure, I mean forest, so just you can select these two options, any one of them, and you can proceed accordingly. Now because this is the new forest, so I am just going to select this and assigning the forest name, and forest name is info alias dot local. Basically forest is a logical part of Active Directory, and this is the root domain name info alias dot local. And after selecting this, I am going to click on the next, and there are the two functional level. First is the forest functional level, and second is the domain functional level. So here these all are the list, server function level list, so you can select accordingly. If you have a 2020 server as well in your organization and you want to make an additional domain controller, so you can just select this option. But if you have selected 2016, it means your infrastructure having only 2016 server which will be promoted as an additional domain controller. So don't be confused, because if you have some other role which is installed on 2008, so there is no any impact will come. So only impact is that forest functional level provides better features and better security options on upper functional level. So I'm just going to select 2016. This is the highest forest functional level, and 2008 is the lowest functional level. So selecting this now, and now I will select domain name DNS because DNS needs to be integrated with Active Directory as well. So I am going to select this option also, and this is the DSRM password. This DSRM password helps you to restore the Active Directory, and be careful whenever you are entering the password. So this password needs to be remembered by the administrator while restoring the Active Directory. And I just going forward, clicking on the next, and this is the DNS delegation related notifications are there. Now proceeding with next, and the BIOS name will come over here. This is the info alias first part of the root DNS, and now going to click on the next, and here if you want to change the NetBIOS name, so you can just proceed with that. And this is the three folders. First is the database folder, and second is the log files folder, and third one is the sysvol folder. These all are the part of Active Directory, and you can just customize the location as well, and because this is the default location where these three folder exist, and if you want to change it, so just click on the this tab. So here you need to specify the new path, and you can proceed with the new path, but we in our example we are just proceeding with the default location, and clicking on the next. Here is the selections which you have selected while proceeding with the Active Directory domain service promotion, domain controller promotion. So if you want to change, so just you can proceed with the previous, or if you want to proceed with this settings, these options, so you can just click on the next, and after putting the next, you will be verified whatever that you are trying to make this domain controller. So it will just check the prerequisite, and all prerequisite checks passed successfully. Now we can proceed with the install option, and once I selected the install option, so this installation has been started, and after installation we will see what are the options and what are the features which we need to verify after Active Directory installation. So after installation of Active Directory, it will just prompt a message: this server was successfully configured as a domain controller, and you will just you are about to restart. Because when you have installed the Active Directory on the domain controller and you have promoted the server as a domain controller, so in that case your local account SAM will be disabled, and the new account which is enabled inside the Active Directory, that needs to be logged in, and you can access with the administrator account which is created, or which are the built-in account on the Active Directory users computer snap-in. So we will see how we can log in after rebooting this server, because after installation it has just asked to reboot, and it has just rebooted, and now we will see how we can log in and what are the changes came after promoting the domain controller. After rebooting the machine, I can see there is Control Alt tab, and Control Alt Delete is there to unlock the machine, and I'm going to unlock it, and now you can see the domain name, the NetBIOS name, which we have configured while promoting the domain controller, and while configuring the first forest for our infrastructure, and this is the info alias. Here you cannot log in with the local account at all, because local SAM is already disabled, and you can see still it is just asking to sign in into info alias. So I need to just sign in with the administrator account, and now you can see that it is just allowed us to log in with the administrator account. And here you can see the differences while logging who am I. Now you can see the difference earlier when this server was not a domain controller or not and Active Directory was not installed, so it was just showing the host name and administrator. But after promoting the domain controller or enabling the domain Active Directory, so you can see this is the difference here. This is the domain name and slash administrator. It means this account is just login on the info alias. So this is the info alias Active Directory, and here after installation of Active Directory, when you will go on the Windows administrative tools, so this all options and this all features are available which is related with the Active Directory. So I'm just going to click on the Active Directory users and computer snap-in. Here you can just manage the identity for your organization, for your infrastructure, and this identity can be used to allowing or blocking the policy, as well as also you can provide the network resources as well. So these all are the benefits of the Active Directory deployment for any organizations here. And there are the several tabs which is used for various purpose. Here is the built-in. It means all the accounts and groups are created, and it is created automatically while enabling the Active Directory. And this is the computers folders, and this folder is used to manage the system which are just going to be joined inside the inside in this info alias.local Active Directory. Here is the domain controllers. Currently we have only one domain controller which is used to manage this Active Directory infrastructure. This is the logical Active Directory infrastructure, and this is the physical domain controller. So it means forest, as I told you while installing the Active Directory, forest is the logical component, whereas domain controller is the physical component for Active Directory. And here is the foreign security principles. We will discuss later about these all options. Here is the users. Here in the users you can just create the users, as well as also you can manage the users as well. In fact, you can create the groups as well inside the users by clicking on the new computer contact group user printer shared folders. So this is the kind of organizational unit where you can manage users groups and shared drive as well. So this is the Active Directory users and computers snap-in, which comes after installation of the Active Directory. After installation of Active Directory, you need to also check the DNS records. So I will go on the DNS mgmt command, and I will move inside the DNS. In the DNS you can see there are the several options, several folders are created, and this is the forward lookup zone, and this forward lookup zone helps you to resolve the name to IP addresses. And this is the reverse lookup zone. So first you need to create the reverse lookup zone, and your reverse lookup zone should be uh, like IP address subnets. And in the next, here you can see that reverse lookup zone has been created. So after installation of Active Directory, you need to check the Active Directory users and groups snap-in, and also DNS, because this is the very critical part of the Active Directory. So this is the info alias.local. This is our domain Active Directory infrastructure, as well as also you can see these are the records, MSDCS, sites, TCP, UDP, and domain DNS, forest DNS zone. So we will discuss about these all options. So this all options should be installed while installing the Active Directory. So whenever you are installing, so you need to verify these all options inside the DNS, then only your Active Directory will work. Or in case if these all options are not there, so you cannot join the machine inside the inside the Active Directory, or you cannot resolve the systems, or you cannot send the query to the Active Directory. Suppose if your machine is just asking any authentication, identity access, or shared drive resource access, so these all queries will be routed through the DNS only. And so this is the Active Directory installation on Windows Server 2022. Thank you for watching. In the next video, we will see some new options, new features, and new roles inside the Windows Server 2022. Thank you again.